Well, check this out. It's almost 4 a.m. I hope this recording comes out decent. Oh, what is it? Friday, July 3rd, and I'm heading into work. It's almost 4 a.m. Normally, for past recordings I've done, and this being on my new fancy fucking immensely smartphone, vastly intelligent, I like to say it is. This recording, as opposed to the shit I would like kind of get on my camera, I think my camera would do a roll of 20 minutes. This motherfucker, this is just a recording program, an app for my phone, gives me 30. Woo! So I'll see how long this shit can go. But man, I ain't done nothing like this in a long time. Wake my ass up, 3 o'clock in the morning, shower up, put some food together. I didn't eat anything yet. Just threw down like a cup and a half of coffee. God damn it, it's July 3rd. I'm an American. I run on Dunkin'. Fuck out of here. I don't drink no communist coffee. Communist coffee. Yeah, I wonder. Like, they should make, like, Red Threat and fucking Great Wall coffee or something like that, you know? Mother Russia's sweet, sweet coffee. Well, what brew is that stuff? Is that medium brew? Is it a dark roast? It am's threatening. Why that sounded like Swedish, I don't know. Well, how good is this coffee if I have some? If you die, you die. Yeah. Fucking Ivan Drago. Damn right. Oh, there's something. Jesus Christ. Apparently there's this new boxing fighter movie coming out called Southpaw. Holy fuck, I'm sick of that shit already. Like, I've been sick of it for a long time. And I understand, you know, things like Cinderella Man based on a true story, and that's fine. But, God, wasn't Mark Wahlberg in one of those, like, I gotta fight for my family. Only thing I know is these two fists. This is all I ever needed when I grews up. I'm fucking sick of these movies. Like, in the 80s, they were chintzy as fuck because every goddamn Jean-Claude movie was the same. Somebody basically kidnapped his family and he needed to save them through fighting in tornado spin kicks like he was Double Dragon. You know? I get that because that was the 80s, but now these fighting movies, they're so... It's goddamn lather, rinse, repeat. That's all it is. It's like you're against the odds. It's essentially a Rocky movie that's not called Rocky. Which even that, I think they're trying to do a reboot or a fucking something to it. But Southpaw, starring, I don't even know who. I was just glancing through some shit on YouTube, and holy fuck, there it was. You know, those goddamn ads that they put on before you go to watch whatever you're supposed to be looking for. Unfucking real. Southpaw, a movie about a guy fighting for his family, and he's against all odds. Like, give me a fucking break. He takes on a machine that, he takes on Ed 209 from RoboCop, and somehow he'll win. Like, get the fuck out of here with that shit. You need to give me something different. And don't get me wrong, I am one of the... I'm going over train tracks. Like, I like the James Bond movies, and they're all the same. I totally understand that. You know, it's somebody's trying to take over the world. There's a girl or two involved. James has to save the world, get the girl, and happy ending, you know? Generally a happy ending. Well, he ends up alive. Like, that's how that goes. People have died at the end of Bond movies that were close to him, don't get me wrong. But generally it's the same. And I'll make fun of the Fast and the Furious movies because how fucking fast and how fucking furious can you be after 7 movies? You know, how many Paul Walker deaths does it take and let's reboot this thing. We still got to make a movie now. His brother looks similar. What if The Rock's heart explodes from all the fucking workouts he's doing and the possible steroids he may have taken over the years? Like, what happens when he dies? Who do we bring in then? I mean, do we just go straight to the WWE roster and bring in his cousin, for fuck's sakes? His cousin is not named for fuck's sakes, but you get what I'm saying. Fucking get over in your lane. Goddamn cabbies. It's 4 o'clock in the morning. Get in your lane. Get in your lane! Never really thought I'd throw out a Kevin Hart line. But at any rate, my transitional phrase, at any rate. So sure, I like Bond movies and I'll make fun of Fast and the Furious movies because he's going to save his friend, get the girl, and win the race. So this movie, Southpaw, you need to give me something new. Or at least make it 80s as fuck. You know, just make it incredibly cheesy upon itself. Like, I got back from vacation a couple of weeks back, and my buddy Jake was showing me a Far Cry game. What the fuck was the name of that thing? It reeked of the fucking 80s movie bullshit, you know? It looked, because I played Far Cry 3, I believe it was. I have it, as a matter of fact. And that was good for what it was. But this other Far Cry game, it was kind of well, it was not an expansion to Far Cry 3, but I don't know, whatever the fuck. But it looked 80s as fuck, like you're part cyborg, you're part human, and there's like neon colorization all through it all, and it just crazy as fuck. Like overdone, meant to be bullshit. That's okay when you do it that way. Now, granted, I haven't seen the movies Red or Red 2, haven't seen The Expendables, which are somewhat similar. You know, you're past your prime, you're not worth a damn, but we're going to have, you know, explosions and over-the-top shit that should not be happening for the age of the actors and actresses. It's going to be cheesy as fuck, but that's just what we're bringing to the table. If it's constructed like that, fine. Satirical upon itself. That's okay. But if you're trying to bring me a movie where somebody, you know, we've seen every underdog scenario at this point. And even I enjoy hockey and Miracle. Granted, it was a Disney movie, and I'm not a Disney guy anymore. I'm just not. I'm past the age of 8. Miracle, based on a true story, fine. I get that, but that actually happened. The U.S. men's hockey team, all college kids, take on professional teams from around the world for whatever stupid reason the rule was back in the day. Based on a true story. Cinderella Man, based on a true story. I will accept those as, okay, well, I can't even say that's good movies. Just how well do you construct that story or reconstruct that story? But this movie, Southpaw, yeah, you're not my real dad. There's a gun on the bed and whatever. He wants to blow his brains. I don't know. I really didn't watch the ad. I'd looked away to go back to doing whatever the fuck I was doing, more than likely playing a video game, something. Jumping around through a couple of files on my computers. He's got to fight for his family. Oh, great. And the movie's called Southpaw. Let me guess. It's going to be some, like, some underground, maybe it's cage fighting. I don't know. I want to say it's boxing because it's called Southpaw. And I'm guessing the reason it's called Southpaw is because maybe they call him Lefty. Or maybe that's to his advantage in this fight that he's got to do to save his family or whatever the fuck the case is. It's such bullshit. Okay, Karate Kid. Like, that I'll accept because, yeah, Karate Kid. You're 8 years younger than the fucking guy you got to be fighting in this tournament. And he's whooped the shit out of you down on the beach and whatever, at the arcade. Never saw the Karate Kid movies in full, not gonna lie. Never saw the Rocky movies. That shit just does not appeal to me that much. I grew up watching pro wrestling. That should be enough. You know, I got enough chintzy, if you want to call it overrated bullshit. I enjoyed it through wrestling because there was like 10 of those things going on at once. It wasn't Danielson fighting goddamn Cobra Kai and all that shit. Like, I got all that shit in 3 hours, and it was called WrestleMania. That worked a lot better for me because it just did. This guy carries around a giant fucking python. This guy says his arms are 24-inch pythons. This guy calls himself a junkyard dog, and he's got a chain around his neck. This guy calls himself the Macho Man, and he looks anything but macho. He looks a little flamboyant. But those are great characters. That I can get down with. That is a better, a more constructed, put-together movie than the Karate fucking Kid and Rocky. Ugh. So yeah, be on the lookout for that movie called Southpaw. And here's something, like, I need to look up where that Southpaw, where that name comes from. Southpaw. Really? I think even in baseball they call him the lefty. Southpaw, for whatever reason, strikes me more as fucking boxing. I have heard it in baseball, don't get me wrong. But only as a pitcher. Never as a batter. But it's more so prevalent, well, in fighting. You might hear that in, like, MMA and all that shit. Which maybe that's what that movie's about. Maybe it's an MMA kind of thing. Because that shit's blowing up, and I don't think we really have many movies about that kind of shit. Now, yeah, it's a lot of that cage fighting, Street Fighter type shit. If you want to take it back to, like, Bloodsport, what the fuck? No, I'm off on that. What the? Lionheart, or whatever the fuck it was with Van Damme. That was like underground street fighting and shit like that. Pit fighting, if you will. Like, that kind of shit was prevalent. Oh, yeah. Through the 80s, maybe that little stretch of the early 90s when mullets were still in. I don't know why they were in Billy Ray Cyrus, but they were for a spell. I'll give you that much. Good Christ. Yeah, but I wonder if Southpaw, but that just, it sounds like boxing. Oh, excuse me. Doesn't sound like anything you'd fucking get involved with MMA. Because why isn't it called Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu Southpaw, you know? Sounds like boxing to me. And boxing can be pretty fucking boring. You saw that Mayweather-Pacquiao match, didn't you? That was not a fight. Don't call that the Mayweather fight. Never call it a Mayweather fight because it's not a fight. He doesn't fight. He's a boxer. He has a match. Hey, since we're on this line, fuck it, let's go for it. I was thinking this just a few hours ago on my way home from work. I don't know what struck this nerve in my brain, but Floyd Mayweather's the greatest boxer of all time. It's not even close. It's not even close. Let me check my time, see where I'm going on this. I've been recording for how long? I can't even see. About 15 minutes. Halfway there. All right, let's go on this rant. Setting the phone back down. But Floyd Mayweather is nowhere near the best boxer of all time. It's not even close. He might be the most financially prolific fighter of all time, boxer, but he's nowhere near the best of all time. It's not even close. Mike Tyson was more impactful and more popular. Joe Louis, if you want to go back in the day, you know, like World War II, Nazi Germany type shit, yeah. Joe Louis was far better And plus, yeah, I'm mentioning heavyweights because heavyweight fighting is where it's at. Or at least was. I understand now shit has changed. And of course, Muhammad Ali. 3 heavyweights right there. And shit, you could almost throw Lennox Lewis into the mix. Rocky Marciano for damn sure, because he was undefeated. Lennox Lewis, his one loss, a lucky punch by Hasim Rahman. That's it. I won't put Holyfield in there because I largely think he was overrated. You know, other than video games, Holyfield got his ear bit off. Okay, and he had some good fights with Riddick Bowe. But, point being, Floyd Mayweather, I don't think I can name that many guys that you fought. And sure, it's not to your advantage being, whatever, like, smaller than me. Like, sure, your weight class has a lot to do with your, you know, with the popularity of the damn sport. But back in the day, boxing was the only sport you could get into that you could make some real fucking money. Think about that. Before the NFL big contracts, basketball, baseball, before all that big money came around, boxing was the only sport where you could make good money. And, you know, it was a sport, you know? It wasn't, sure, I like my pro wrestling, but that was theatrical, that was characters, that was personas. Understandable. And yeah, there was good money to be had. But boxing was that first one, like, my God, wasn't the first $1 Million Gate, wasn't that Soldier Field in Chicago? Wasn't that a Jack Dempsey? Something like that. Back in, like, God, I don't know if that was the standing 12 count. What was that, like 1926 or some shit? But like the first $1 Million Gate in boxing, I believe, was Jack Dempsey back in like the 20s. For fuck's sakes. Like, that's awesome. But that being the case, another part of the case, boxing was the first sport you could make real money. Plus, it got political. Joe Louis was a black man fighting a German during, you know, the era of the rise up of the Germans, Max Schmeling, right? Schmeling beat him the first time. Lewis whooped his ass in that second fight, and that's political. That's a black man fighting a German who is, like, kind of in cahoots with Hitler and Nazi Germany. Like, that's embarrassing. Joe Louis whooped his ass so fucking bad in that second fight, the Germans cut the cord on the audio feed back to Germany. That's how bad it got. So Joe Louis, a black man, got his revenge against the you know, not granted, Schmeling along the years, yeah, wasn't as crazy as fucking Hitler. Nobody was. But they eventually would, you know, do meetups again and, you know, kind of relive the day of you know, the heavyweight fight and all that stuff, and they'd show up for the new champions like a Braddock or whoever. But when it gets to that point where the Nazis cut the audio line back to Germany because their boy's getting whooped by the black guy, that's political as a motherfucker. That's making statements. That's, you know, that's, who was it? Jesse Owens. Gold medal stand in Germany. Raised that fist up in the air. Well, no, I don't think that was him, but he stood proud on the gold medal stand right there in Nazi Germany, winning fucking gold while Hitler's sitting there watching. And sure, that's the Olympics, that's, you know, different shit, but boxing? Come on. Cassius Clay, Muhammad Ali. He sat in prison during prime years of his fucking career, during the prime of his athletic years. Sat in prison because of religious beliefs. He didn't want to go to Vietnam. He didn't believe in that bullshit. What did Floyd Mayweather have to fucking overcome? Did he have to go through the strife of fighting a fucking German while they're trying to take over the world? No. Do you think, okay, I'm sure he's had bullshit Twitter death threats, but a death threat on Twitter ain't shit compared to, I'm sure, what guys like Joe Louis and Muhammad Ali had to go through. Muhammad Ali said, I'm not even a Christian, okay? I'm sure he was getting strife right here in the fucking U.S. A lot of bullshit to deal with. He's fighting bigger dudes like goddamn Foreman and Ken Norton. So there's no way in the world that Floyd Mayweather's the best fighter of all time. Not even close. The most financially prolific, yes. That's probably, yeah, I could agree to that. I could probably agree to that one. But there's no way. Joe Louis a better fighter, Ali a better fighter, had to deal with more shit, more in-depth and serious shit. Rocky Marciano was undefeated. Lennox Lewis, outside of one fight with Hasim Rahman, which, by the way, he got his revenge too. And that son of a bitch, what is he, like 6'5", 6'6"? Tremendous reach. Goddamn George Foreman, a good fighter. Okay, how about that? George Foreman won the heavyweight title from, what is it, Michael Moorer, I think it is. Not the goddamn filmmaker guy. Check me if the name's wrong. But he won that damn heavyweight title at what age? He was like 45 or some shit, wasn't he? That's very impressive. Now, sure, Mayweather's old, but he ain't coming back from retirement. Like, he's been in fighting shape. Or who's the other? Is it Roy Jones Jr.? Somebody else. Somebody on the lesser tier fucking weight classes. Came back. Or maybe he didn't even come back. Maybe he's just still fighting at like age 48, 49. Somebody out there would know. Just a random rambling for me on the way to work. Damn. But there's no way. So fuck that movie Southpaw. And Floyd Mayweather is not the best boxer of all time. He's just not. He's not. Nowhere near it. I mean, and I don't even know the underclass lightweight fucking middle bantam featherweight guys. And there's been a lot of good ones over there. Roy Jones Jr. I know is a big name. Shit, I haven't even mentioned Sugar Ray Leonard. Don't know much about him. Or who was the other one around his era? Damn it, I can picture him. I'm picturing a bald guy with a mustache that fought Sugar Ray Leonard. Hanlon, damn it. I'm close. But at any rate, transitional phrase. Hamlin. Fuck, I'm close. But either way, there was a lot of good kind of lighter weights through the 80s that I'm totally forgetting about. Marlon Haglin. Shit. I'm close. Marvelous Marvin Hagler. That's it. Damn. Yeah, that was a brain fart. That's what happens when you wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning to go to work. Shit, I got done with work at 6 o'clock p.m. Even I didn't pass out at 7. I probably was down and sleep and somewhat unconscious around 8. 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3. 7 hours of toss and turn, not decent sleep because I just... Come on. Who goes to bed at 7 o'clock at night other than old people? Excuse me again. Fuck my life. Everybody else wants that extended Independence Day vacation for the weekend. My ass has got to be in at 5 a.m. My record's getting kind of close here, too. Now, I wonder if I can post this directly to, like, a Facebook. Because I don't know what this program is whatsoever. Or if I just jump this onto YouTube as part of the As I Sit Here video podcast. But this ain't along the lines as those fucking avenues. This has nothing to do... Well, I mentioned pro wrestling, whatever. And I mentioned video games. But it's got nothing to do with either one at this point. This is just a... I'm driving to work early in the morning. I would do these, in the past. Maybe it's just a random fucking... Maybe it's just a random video blurb. Whew. I don't even know what today's show. It's all going to be pre-recorded shit. A little bit of live news. Excuse me. A little bit of live news sprinkled in. No idea what we're doing today. Well, I don't have much of an idea. I have a basic understanding. Which even that don't say much. Damn. Marvelous Marvin Hagler. That was the guy in Sugar Ray. Or what about Mr. No Mas? Macho Camacho? Hector, I think it was. Hector Camacho. I cannot say that the guy that says No Mas, apparently he was a really good fighter. Based on the No Mas thing, I can't say that he was a good fighter. And maybe I'm wrong that it was him. I could be getting the person who did that and the name mixed up. Ooh, shit sliding around as I take a corner. I could be getting that mixed up, but that guy or those two guys, if I'm mixing them up, apparently they were good fighters. I don't know. Mr. No Mas, if you give up, I can't agree to that. The only fight that I know you for is the No Mas. So, sorry, Mayweather, and I'm not even giving Pacquiao his due, because fuck, I saw that Marquez fight where he got his ass, like he was planking. Remember when planking was a cool thing to do like 4 years ago? Yeah, but you got punched in the face and you were planking. Not good, Pacquiao. You had a good run there for a little bit and then you started losing. Popularity? Yes. Money? Yes. Nowhere near the greatest of all time. Hell, Mayweather, I mean, I might give him top 10. But of course, that goes across all weight classes, and I don't know my homework on the Sugar Rays and the Marvin Haglers of the world. I mean, I might stretch and give him top 5. I might. But I gotta go Ali, Luis Marciano, not specifically in order, but those are my top 3. Tyson's got to be in the mix, even though his post-prison career was not great. But that motherfucker was impactful as a son of a bitch. I mean, come on. When you can get a video game, maybe then, Mayweather, you ain't got Nintendo money yet. You got a lot of money, but you ain't got Nintendo money. Goddamn Soda Popinski and fucking Bald Bull. Yeah. You ain't got that yet, and you never will. So just based on that alone, I might have to put Tyson in my top 5. I'd have to put him a bump above. I'd have to. I couldn't name 5 people that fucking Mayweather beat. One of them's Pacquiao. Okay. Well, I'm pulling into the parking lot of work here. And you know what? I don't even know who's going to be in today. I'm going to take my I'm going to take my weird parking spot. Oh shit, the meter went red. I'm getting close here. What's that? Is that a 2-minute warning? That is a 2-minute warning. Fuck. 28 minutes, getting close to 29. I got to wrap this sumbitch up like a Christmas present on, well, wrap it up like a present on, I don't even know how I'm saying this. I got to wrap this up like a present getting ready for Christmas morning. So with my just over 1 minute to go, my ass is getting ready for work for the holiday weekend as we approach July 4th, it being Friday, July 5th. I'm going to wrap this up in the same way that I do other videos. I will catch your ass down the road.